finally getting around to listening to this idol group. Due to your recommendations on the auto video, I'm taking a look at Phantom Siita with Zoku. Super excited to check out this new artist, as I have not heard of them before, but I've heard from your recommendations that they are quite an interesting group, and that Auto also works with them on quite a bit of their music. So feel like I got a lot to look forward to. We're going to be looking at the first take version of them performing this song. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Phantom Siita です。よろしくお願いします。
絶好アフィラカランランラ Well 昨今ガの悪魔ソファン語るそれを嘲笑うファンファタルシトル鳴らしまい降りてくる全部私のものアフィラカアフィラカラララアフィラカラララ Oh アフィラカアフィラカラララアフィラカラララアフィラカラ一番綺麗な羽以外全部燃やしてあげるゾクゾクするでし
ょ Okay, so they do some really good work in front of the camera, I've noticed. Really good eye contact with the camera, and even being pretty expressive in terms of interacting with the audience that the audience that is on the other end of the screen per se. And that does seem to be kind of a rare quality even among like really big YouTubers and even just people who are in front of a camera in general quite frequently, because not everybody really knows how to interact with an audience that's not there in person, but will be consuming the video in a way that is not actually in the presence of said person. So they do really good with that. With the music also, I think I can honestly tell that this song was really worked in tandem with Auto herself, because just the way that it's composed and the general cadence of the song itself too also really does mirror her style of how her music is and everything. And they also do really good at going back and forth and really knowing who's going to vocalize which parts. So really big hats off to them on that. And honestly, right now I think I do kind of understand the whole idol group hype train and how that works as well, because they have a good energy to them that it really does make you feel like what they are trying to make you feel. And overall they really embody what the energy that they are trying to put out there pretty much. So Yeah, it's a really interesting work, and I don't know if we really have like a same comparable thing to idol groups in Japan here in the States, like maybe like boy bands or whatever, but those aren't really consumed to the same degree that I think like idol groups are, because the hype behind these artists is almost unmatched, honestly, if you really think about it. I mean, I've seen some of the view counts on videos to like Auto, and looking at this 2 million views in like a 2-month period. That's kind of crazy, and I don't know if I've seen a lot of music groups really get those kind of numbers in that amount of time. Okay, they also do really good with like the burst vocals, and really how they're really enunciating the words too, I've noticed, because they match it. Either one, they are matching it with the cadence of the music, or either it's the other way around. Now, when I'm listening to a lot of different Japanese music, normally it seems to be the case to me that the instruments are more so synced up to the cadence of the Japanese language itself, because just of how Japanese works. A lot of how I get a lot of how everything's enunciated, and also the how the syllables work as well, just within Japanese, because every pronunciation is the same length regardless of where a certain sound is placed in a word, regardless of the word that it's used with. And it may be in a few odd-off occasions, but really that's more so a thing with kanji. But I've noticed that the cadence of music is just vastly different compared to music in other countries, even like comparing to Europe or the US, when you're usually singing in English. And like cultural differences do happen in music between those two regions, or just other countries in general, but there's just a lot that's different about particularly, I'd say, probably Asian type music, that just is so very, very distinct from the rest of the world in terms of musical composition. So it's something that I'm super, super interested in, and I find fascinating how not just culture, but even the way your language is shaped, cultural mannerisms too, societal expectations, a lot of that does play a huge role in music itself. Yeah, right there.
冗談っぽい
I feel like la 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 I feel like la 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 Oh I feel like la 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 I feel like la 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 I feel like la 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 もう明らかなら la 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 手に入れたいなら炎に飛び込んでいますがけれど美人さまは言う誰か一人の ないそんなの
Amazing work from these girls. I am absolutely surprised by just the work with these idol groups. I think they're actually one of the very, very first groups that I've actually looked at in terms of music. So I'm kind of learning what the hype is behind them, and again, it's interesting to see how much attention they get. Just I guess from a cultural perspective and also musically as well, because they're just if you were to make this type of music over in the US or whatever, it'd probably be treated significantly different. But since I think there's just a lot culturally with Japan that they are able to do this kind of stuff and make it still very catchy, and it has a big fan base. I mean, look at how big like anime style music is getting big over here and just worldwide in general. And when normally I don't think a lot of music composed in that way would really make it just stand alone, but due to just, again, cultural differences and really the audience that is attracted to that type of stuff, I think that's why it works out so well. And I think it's somewhat the same way for groups like this. And, you know, they just have they give such a good energy off, and then how they present themselves on stage, on camera, to audiences also makes a big deal. Well, it makes a big difference in terms of how they are perceived by the general public, or by how the audience looks at them. That's also another factor I believe that really fits it as well. And they do really, really good with just about every aspect of that. I mean, from them like giving really subtle looks at the camera, to almost giving like a bit of an address to the audience behind the cameras, which again is, in my experience, a little bit of a difficult skill to master, with naturally speaking to the camera and presenting yourself to an audience that is not actually there in person in front of you for you to really interact with. But they do a lot of that so well. And the music itself, Otto has also done a really good job, it seems, in terms of production, musical composition, working with them to make a really good song. And I would be super excited to check out a lot of their work from now on. So I'm going to try and keep up with their work, see what goes on with them from the future on out. But if you do have any recommendations you want me to check out, feel free to drop in the comments below, because I check those out as well. Might take me a little bit to get to them, because I have like a long list to get through and everything. But trust and believe, I will get to it. Just have some patience. But either way, I'm going to end it right here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button for content like this in the future. Love checking out music like this, and overall looking at the cultural differences between Japanese music and just the rest of the world in general. But either way, I'll see you in the next one.